Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody. Whoa, you did a welcome back before you even threw your phones on?
Oh, yeah.
That's how brazen you're getting in these later episodes.
We're just like...
You're a real pro.
We know where we're at.
Guys,
we know what's going on.
At home, you don't know that's a real podcast pro move to say we're back and you don't even have your headphones on.
I don't even know how I sound.
You sounded great. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like you knew what you were doing.
I knew my proximity to the mic. Yeah. Dude, we've been doing this for 3 years now. We're podcasters.
We're OGs.
You know?
Yeah, we got in on the seventh wave of podcasting.
Yeah, if
just in time.
If our careers don't work out in the industry, we can always fall back on
podcasting.
On podcast.
The beauty of podcasting is no one prevents you from uploading.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no gatekeepers for an upload button.
That's what I love about this new wave of like digital media. This frontier that it removes the gate. I did a TED talk. Did I ever tell you?
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
But it was TED with 2 Ds?
It was a TED with an X.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. No.
So what is the hierarchy? Is it just TED? TED is like the gold standard.
Yeah, TED's gold standard. That's
TED is the NBA, and
yeah.
TEDx is like G League or Rucker Park.
Basically. So TED is like the organization TED put it together.
What year was the first TED Talk? Do you know?
Who knows?
I wonder if it's like
had to be in the late 2000s.
I wonder if it's like UFC, where you look at early TED Talks and it's in drained out swimming pools.
Yeah.
And it's like really gruesome. Like it used to be a martial arts thing.
It just evolved.
And then it evolved into heady discussions about the world.
Yeah, no, I find it very, I don't know. I mean, I think it's always been like this very,
prestigious.
Yeah, like we have this giant red circle that you stand on. And
do you think that there's back talking and stuff, even in the intellectual community, where people are like, that motherfucker got a TED Talk? That guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Oh,
whose dick did he suck to get a TED Talk?
100%.
He doesn't deserve it.
I got that about me.
Whoa, for your TED Talk?
They're like, I guess everyone.
But that one makes sense. That critique makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What's that guy doing up there?
Yeah, but it was a TEDx. So it was like a...
So what was your theme?
Median representation. I don't know how...
How long did you do?
I think it's like 10 minutes. Like it was, I did a solid 15. You know?
Yeah.
No.
Were they like, was the other guy running late and they were like, stretch?
Yeah, it was something.
Just make
like
up
that.
some shit.
No, I practiced it. I had people look over it.
I saw you at the comedy clubs practicing your.
Yeah, I was workshopping.
Yeah, you came by the Laugh Factory and then you went over to the comedy store.
Yeah.
And you brought your PowerPoint.
I threw up one joke and it like just.
Didn't
yeah,
really,
but I knew.
Did you do it at the beginning, middle, or end?
It was in the middle. But I knew it wouldn't like. It was a dumb reference.
How long did you hold just to make sure it was gonna get 0 laughs? Did you like?
It was
ham it up.
No, I kept going because I was like, I'm gonna just keep.
Yeah, the old steamroll technique.
Yeah,
pretended it never even happened.
Yeah, but I couldn't stop but laugh at the joke myself. So there's this idea called symbolic annihilation, and in theory, it's like if individuals aren't shown and like represented in media and literature and film and whatever, it's as if like you've kind of erased them from the social fabric, right? So like for example, if you only show men as doctors and women as nurses, and you never show a woman as a nurse or a man as a nurse, then it's like you've like completely written this thing where it's like only men are doctors, women. So that's kind of like social anyway. So I said, I was talking to my professor and he mentioned this word social and what am I saying? Symbolic annihilation. He mentioned this word symbolic annihilation. And then I threw up a slide and I was like, it has nothing to do with Mortal Kombat annihilation.
And then the next button you hit is the Mortal Kombat theme song.
Yeah.
You go, maybe you didn't get that. Mortal Kombat.
Which was my ringtone for like a...
It's a solid ringtone.
For like a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just one... Because I was like, this is such a random reference. And I'm talking about like,
I don't know if that's your main demo too. The TEDx talk people. I don't know how up to speed they are on the Mortal Kombat iterations.
Oh yeah. They're like, I didn't even know there was a first one for there to be an annihilation.
Yeah, what is the Venn diagram of TED Talk goers and Mortal Kombat aficionados?
Very, very, very.
Well, if he was there that night, he got his money's worth.
Yeah, if the one person was there to catch that reference. But I don't even know how we got into this topic.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, man. But we're here.
We're here.
What
Oh man, I had a whirlwind weekend.
Yeah, I was about to say, man. On Friday, which I'm blown. I'm so annoyed. You performed. You opened because I was supposed to open.
You were gonna do your, because everyone's raving about. You're like Hannah Gadsby.
Yeah.
Like everyone's raving about your TEDx talk.
I had.
And then everyone's clamoring.
Yeah.
You were on all the magazines like People, Time. I saw you taking out your trash with Us Weekly.
Oh yeah.
And it was like they're just like us.
They snapped me. Yeah.
They snapped you.
Yeah, with the
Paps got you.
Yeah, with the raccoons and
With the
I was in
the Mirror, because you're like blowing up in the UK as well. They're saying you're dating like Ronaldo's wife.
Yeah. There's a lot of nonsense. I mean, I did a whole spread in Gardening Weekly.
Right.
Well,
that's been a dream of yours for a long time.
Yeah, it has been. With my lack of gardening and what I talked about.
Yeah.
Lack of greenery in my apartment building.
That's cool.
But I talked all about it. But yeah, I was supposed to know. So yeah, on Friday, Hasan Minhaj was in town.
That's correct.
You opened.
I did.
How was that? Because I went the next night. So the reason I was annoyed was I went the next night. I'm like, oh my God, Fahim opened. But I was like, I thought he was in this festival.
Yeah,
is he going to open? Yeah, and I was like, is he going to open today?
I was talking to Hasan on Wednesday or Thursday. So we were just talking on the phone. And then, well, because I told you I bumped into Asif last week, like last weekend at the Comedy Store. And we were planning on going to see Hasan this week.
Yeah.
Probably Friday because I had to leave. Well, what's funny is Asif ended up getting booked on the same music festival thing that I had anyways. Yeah. So this weird like symbiotic or synergistic or whatever bullshit word I'm trying to find.
Yeah.
Serendipitous. There we go. So we were going to plan to go see Hasan on Friday. And then I'm talking to Hasan and then he's like, do you want to open?
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Because it's a lot of fun. I opened for him last time he was in town, maybe 2-3 years ago when he did the Ace Theater. It's right next to the Ace Hotel. And I thought that was a lot of people. Because he did 2 nights that Ace?
Yeah, that year as well in 2018. Probably.
Yeah.
Did you do both? Or
I think I did one.
Okay. Why am I always missing you on these nights?
I mean, you see me fucking every week.
I know, but it's like a room full of what, 100 people or something?
Yeah. And you want to see how I am with the thousands.
7,000 people, man.
That's crazy.
Sold out show. That's why I was like, and I'm like, and I walked in, I was like, fuck, man, Fahim. And then some of our, Asif and his brothers and some other friends of ours, like Ron and Superman, we were talking about like, damn, like Fahim must have killed it,
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was dope. Like, and it's just weird playing a venue that big.
Yeah.
Like I thought the Ace Hotel or the Ace Theater when I opened for him was big a few years ago because that was 2,000, like 1,000 something or 2,000. That's like a lot.
Yeah.
And then this is that times 7 or something,
Yeah.
So I don't even know what, like, my brain can't even process that arena.
Yeah.
I've played large crowds before. Like the main room's kind of big, but I'm kind of within.
No, but
I'm within the comedy club and like large theater.
But you've traveled with other huge comedians. Like you've opened for Neil Brennan, right?
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
But these are smaller theaters. That's not 7,000. Like the Neil Brennan shows were between 500 to 1,000, maybe 1,500 tops.
Oh wow. Okay.
This is 7,000.
Yeah.
I've never been inside Microsoft Theater either.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because there's LCDs showing you who's coming in the next weeks. And it's like, Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Just that me and Hasan are just guys talking into a mic.
Yeah.
And Imagine Dragons is here. You know what I mean?
The next week.
Just the very different ways you can entertain people. And the different degrees of like production value. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Hasan has production value with his. It's more like one man show, and there's a screen obviously, and it's kind of like next in line from Homecoming King, you know, just an evolution of that. So he has that. There's like lights, music. I'm just a guy talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was surreal, but it was dope. It was so cool. It was fun. It's the same thing. The beats are a little different because it's you get to swim in it. It just, everything slows down. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Because a joke will ripple through and the stage is so big and you can just really, I don't know, it's almost like enjoying the fruits of your labor.
Yeah. Okay.
You refine these bits in the original room at the Comedy Store, and you know what they are.
Yeah.
You develop the roadmap for this like arc and story, whatever, for your set. And then when you do it on a stage that big, it's just like driving on the PCH on a windy road is just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh man. Did you open for his opener or did you go after?
He didn't have
her?
an opener, so it was just me, and then Hasan came out.
Oh, I thought it was.
And it was dope. He introduced me too, just from the God mic.
Yeah.
That's what they call the mic from the sides.
Yeah, yeah.
Because not everyone does that. And I think it just makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Just whenever you open for someone. Because it lets you know that it is like headliner sanctioned. Mm-hmm. Just, this is my boy.
Yeah.
And then there's just this goodwill.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you open for someone and then some like random dude is like, please welcome. And you don't know if the opener is associated with the headliner. Like if the venue booked him. Like even when I opened for Rogan in Austin, he would.
Oh.
And people are excited to hear him. Yeah. So it's like a vouch. Mm-hmm. It's like an easy vouch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Neil would always make me introduce myself on the road, though.
Oh, that's so. How would that work?
I mean, it was fine, but
I
would do my Stu Swanson voice though. I'd be like, "How's everyone doing tonight? You can do better than that, everybody. Are you guys ready to see Neil Brennan tonight? Well, first, give it up for your feature act, Fahim Anwar." And then I come out, I'm like, "Oh my God, thank you. Well, give it up for that guy. That guy's awesome." He's a phenomenal talent. You're going to love him. Please give it up.
You should have just given yourself so many credits about like your relationship with Neil.
Sure.
You know, this is Neil's godson, and just made a whole list of obnoxious.
Yeah. It was just funny. I got good at introducing myself.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't have changed my voice and all this. Been like, "Hey, what's up, guys? You ready for your next act? All right, here he comes." And I'll be like, "Hey, guys."
It was me the whole time.
It was me the whole time. I'll be like, "That's weird. That guy has the same voice as me."
That's funny.
That's odd. I've never met someone who has the same voice as me.
I'm excited to hear that next time. Would you do that for your opener?
Yeah, of course.
Would you?
Would I introduce them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Here, because it's so easy to do. Like, I'm not going out there and like ruining the illusion of the reveal of the headliner.
Yeah.
It's just me taking a mic from the wings and be like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" When I did my Jam in the Van show, where I was like, I did that Fahim Works on stuff and his friends come by. Before the show started, there was a younger comic, Mary Romeo. Mm-hmm. I introduced her from the wings. I'm like, "Thanks for everybody for coming out tonight. How you doing?" Blah, blah, blah. I go, "I'm going to come out in a bit, but please welcome to the stage." Blah, blah, blah. Gave her credits and I introduced her. Yeah. And then she went out. Because I think you have a little more momentum when that happens rather than this cold open. Mm-hmm. And people don't know who you are and why you're out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So I would love to pay it forward and do that for openers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is like, there's a whole science here. Unless I'm on the road.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a club or something.
Okay.
There's usually an MC.
Mm-hmm. That local MC.
They're local. Yeah, I don't know them. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But if it's 2-man theater show.
Yeah.
That's normally how it goes. It's like one person, then the act. Mm-hmm. And if they're your boy or your girl. Yeah. You do them a solid and give them an intro.
Yeah.
From the wings.
Yeah. Yeah. How would then how was it? How was that what was it, 15 minutes that you did? Yeah. Open and then
15 or 20. There was something in there.
Yeah. How it
was great. It was fire, man. It was dope. So fun.
The audience. How did you feel about the audience? Cuz like Hasan pulls a very diverse near one ethnic background, you know? Mm-hmm. Did you feel like, oh, this is going to be a very brown audience going in? Or I
didn't go to... There are some jokes where I think maybe they'd be tight for, so I didn't really do those. There might have been one part where it's like the younger one, like I could tell kind of the racial makeup. Yeah. For some of the crowd where it's like... Because there were some headscarves and some aunties. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Only on one part.
Gotcha.
But
The elders were there.
And it wasn't like it was bad. It was just sort of like you hear the kids laughing. It was
Yeah.
definitely a divider on like one joke.
That's so funny.
But it was great overall. And then it was cool. I got to meet some, because it's LA.
Yeah.
And there's like some dope people who obviously want to go to Hasan's show.
Yeah.
So I got to meet Destin, he directed the Marvel movie.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They
Yeah.
came by.
Yeah, he came by. So I got to meet him, and he was like a fan of
Oh, man.
my set. And that was just
No
fucking
way.
mind cruel. Because like, that's like the biggest movie in the world right now.
Yeah. Insane.
So I got to meet him and talk to him for a bit. And
Yeah.
that was fun.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Afterwards, you like hopped on a plane and...
Then the very next day, early flight to go to, so I flew into SFO,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was a 2-some-hour ride to Modesto, where my hotel was.
Yeah.
And then also was coming later in the day, and then we had to take a 40-minute shuttle ride to this music festival. It's called Dirty Bird,
Okay.
and it's this electronica music festival, but they had a comedy stage. So then did comedy that night, did like a 20-minute set.
Okay, I'm curious to know,
Mm-hmm.
at these music festivals, is there an audience for comedy?
There was.
Okay.
It was actually very good. It was dope.
Now,
It was surprising because a lot of places can get it wrong.
Yeah. How so? Because you've done festivals before.
Yeah.
What was the difference?
I think there's like, they've done it a few years, so they know it works. It's not like the first year they're trying it.
Mm-hmm.
And there definitely are people. And also this festival prides itself on having things other than just the straight up music stages.
Yeah.
It's sort of like summer camp too. There's fun things. Yeah, and this is just an extension of that, like having a comedy option, and people who are comedy fans can check out the comedy stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. It worked out. But shit got fucked up.
Okay.
So the show was fantastic.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. I would do it again. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then after you're done with your set, me and Asif, we're just walking around, we're enjoying the music, then you're off the clock.
I feel like it's your
It's my jam. That's
genre.
my intersection, dude.
Yeah.
Comedy and electronic music.
There you go, man.
Boom.
Yeah.
So we're going around enjoying all these shows and stuff. And then I had a van pick up, like a shuttle, around 11:30. I think they're going to pick me up. But it was almost 11:30 and we're still having fun. So I'm like, I'm going to get a later shuttle. And so we're still hanging out and having fun and all this stuff. And then one of the comics is like, I think the last shuttle's at 4. So I'm like, oh, cool, I'll do that one.
4 a.m.
4 a.m., yeah.
Holy shit. This is
Yeah, it's like, it goes,
damn, okay.
It's a festival. So we're going around, having fun, all this stuff. And then we get to the artist relations point where the shuttles normally are. There's no one there. Like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's packed up and left. There's nothing. There's nobody there.
Oh, shit.
Like, oh, what's going on? I wonder when the next shuttle's coming. And then I look at the emails and stuff, and then it says the last shuttle's at 3:30 a.m. And I go, oh, that sucks. And he's like, no, there should be other ones. There should be other ones coming, like, throughout the night. And I go, oh, I don't know. And then we quickly realize that there are no other shuttles coming.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, let me try to get an Uber or something or a Lyft.
Yeah.
But it's fucking an outskirt of Modesto.
Yeah, you're in the middle
Like,
of
good luck getting
nowhere.
an Uber or Lyft in Modesto.
Yeah.
This is 40 minutes from Modesto.
Yeah.
So I request the Uber. It goes for 10 minutes, no drivers. Lyft goes for 10 minutes, no drivers. I'm just stuck at this music festival in Modesto. And most of the people are camping there. It's like a thing where you go, you camp, you wake up, you do festivities and stuff, and there's music at night. So I'm just like,
Shit.
how do I get... And then my flight is the next day.
Yeah.
My pickup is at 9 a.m.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So...
And what, in 5 hours, basically?
It's like is that 9 or no, whatever? It's like
Sure.
it's early.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out how am I going to get back to my hotel.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, let me try this. So I Google tow trucks because I'm like, because tow trucks have to go to weird places and pick cars up. I go, I'm going to say this is a weird situation. I don't have a car, but can you pick me up and take me to the hotel? I'll pay you.
Yeah.
I'll pay you if I had a car. The same thing.
Yeah.
I call the tow truck place up. I explain it to them. I go, could you pick me up? I don't have a car. I'm I'm at this festival. I'm kind of stranded. I just need to get back to my hotel. Ubers and Lyfts don't come out here. She's like, yeah, we don't do that. And I'm like, yes, I'm aware you don't do that, but this is like special circumstance. I'll pay you. Yeah, we don't do that. I'm giving you money. I don't see what the difference is. I know this is semantics here.
Yeah.
Just pretend I have a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that. I go, I'll give you a lot of money.
Yeah.
She goes, no, yeah, how much? And I go, because I already tell she's trying to get off the phone. I go, I'll give you $50,000. I was gonna play like I'm a Saudi prince or something.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh yeah, if you had $50,000, you'd have a car.
Shit.
Which that's not even sound logic. Like rich people can't be in binds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a car at this music festival
at this hour of the night.
She thought she stumped me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. If I had $50,000, I would have a car, and I wouldn't have to call you. Like people with 50,000, even if you're like a multimillionaire, you never have to get towed.
Yeah.
Or you're never stranded somewhere. So that wasn't an option. And pretty much I just had to. Oh, and I'm trying to like text the drivers and stuff. Yeah. Nobody's answering because it's late.
Is it just you?
It's just me. I'm the only one who's like screwed up.
What about the other?
Everyone else got earlier. Well, they were either staying there. Some of the comics were staying there. But Asif took an earlier one because he went to Chicago to open up for Joe Coy. So I was the only one without a paddle, right?
Oh, shit.
And then I'm trying to text the drivers. And this is when I realized the gap in the festival logistics. Mm-hmm. There is no point person or artist liaison for instances like this. Mm-hmm. They basically had shuttles to Mars. And if you missed it, you're fucked, you know? Yeah. And it's in the middle. I didn't know anything about this festival. I didn't know how far it was, that there's like barely any cell phone service, and that you're 40 minutes away from the hotel. Yeah. There should be a point person who can like fix these things that happen. Yeah. You know? And there's just no one to get a hold of. So I basically sleep on these couches that are in the tent. It's like cold as shit. Oh, I just sleep outside. And then the next morning, people are at the artist relations, and I asked a lady, I'm like, yeah, do you know when there'll be more vans and shuttles? She's like, the transpo's pretty booked up. Like, they're all going places. Like, it's going to be, there's really nothing we could do. Like, they're pretty slammed.
What the fuck?
She's being a bitch, you know? It's kind of weird, too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And then again, they were like, yeah, the transpo's booked up. It was just that part of it sucked. Yeah. But everything else was great.
That's a big chunk. That's a big enough thing to be like,
whatever, shit happens. Yeah. It's not that big of a deal.
I mean, that is literally that you can't get much
a bigger deal than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they fix that for next year. Just have a point person, like a little concierge.
I hope so.
Take care of things.
I hope so, man.
But outside of that, it was wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, as long as your set was good, the vibes were good.
The vibes were good.
None of these fucking hippies could have like given you a ride or anything.
I mean, I would have to knock on a tent and just be like, hey. It was pretty cool. They have music stages and all that, and then I think it stops. They have a roller disco too. And it stops around 4 a.m. But then the campsites, they have like fans DJing. So people are doing their own. The party can go all night.
I mean, that sounds fun, but like when you're
Unless
tired,
you're trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. It's for some people that are into that lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. It's cool to visit.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah.
So what happened was some guy was like, hey, I'm going to pick you up from the hotel at 12 or something.
Okay.
And I go, hey, I'm still stuck at the festival.
Yeah.
Can you come pick me up from the festival?
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'll pick you up around 11. So thank God that guy just diverted from the hotel and came and got me.
Oh, man. Clutch.
And then I made it to the hotel in time.
Okay.
It was perfect. Like the timing, I couldn't have gotten dropped off at the airport any later or I would have missed my flight.
Yeah.
And that would have been a whole nother thing. Hey, whatever.
Well,
I'm here, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure you got back to your spot and you're just like,
Oh, yeah. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I slept so much.
All day yesterday?
I just went to bed early yesterday and because I'd work today.
Yeah.
It's funny. People were like, how was your weekend? And I'm like, oh, man. It's crazy to think that Friday I leave work a little early And that was kind of funny too. Just we're working and it's around 5, 5:30, 5:20. And I'm like, hey guys, I gotta go to Microsoft Theater to open for us, to play for 6,000 people. So then I go do that, and then I do the music festival, and then it's just funny when I'm getting coffee today. I'm like, yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of people, and then I had to go to music festival the next day, and then I'm ready to work today.
Yeah,
it's just a lot.
It's like, where do you even begin? I feel like at times like that, you're just like, it was all right. It was a calm weekend.
Yeah, just pretty chill.
Yeah, because so much has happened where you're like,
it's not worth getting into.
Yeah, like where do I begin? And we only get like, that's funny. How'd the reception go for the season? Because you guys put up the season opener on YouTube. Yeah,
I don't know if the link works anymore.
Oh, okay.
If it does, it does. But yeah, it was great. Response was really good.
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh yeah,
I did watch it
on YouTube or what?
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube. You posted it, and I was like, let me
check it out.
Let me check this out. I feel like for me, I was like, this was pretty accurate, of how that whole week kind of went down,
Yeah.
Everyone was just kind of glued to their phone
and news and every detail just slowly revealed, not knowing anything. And
yeah,
that was like pretty much injected from what was going on with Hila and like Miriam and Habib.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it felt so real and true.
Yeah.
Is because it was just injecting what was really going on in their lives throughout the week into the story.
Yeah.
That felt like the most real way to incorporate it into the show.
Yeah. You guys did it, that was
and like, what other show would be able to do something like that? I guess that's one of the perks of having a show like that and having the representation. Like, were those people not in the writer's room, you don't get a story like that.
Oh yeah. How much do you follow reality TV?
Un poquito.
There's a new wedding within the Kardashian circle. I don't know if you've heard.
There's a new PR stunt.
Travis.
Who's the new bait?
Travis Barker.
Who's the new chum?
Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian have gotten hitched over the weekend.
Wow, that's convenient.
And it's a very odd, interesting
pairing.
Yeah. There's this whole wave of whole wave is just like two women where it's like these glamorous individuals that go for these very like gritty punk rocker type dudes, and it's like Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly.
Like, is there anything more obviously a publicity stunt than that couple?
I have no idea.
Or I don't. Maybe they really do love each other, and I'm just hating.
There's this like article that came out last week where Megan Fox was talking about how she met Machine Gun Kelly.
Her firm talked to his firm,
and they're like, "Hey, you both have like content coming out soon." And no, she was like, "Yeah, I saw him, and he walked by, and I said, 'You smell like weed,' and he looked at me and he said, 'I am the weed.'"
I gotta use that sometime.
And she put that in print. In publication, and then that was like a quote in like a GQ art in some article.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, there's no process, and there's no moment where you're like, maybe this is too corny to say. I don't know, man.
Well, obviously, it made an impact on.
It made an impact on Megan Fox, which I don't know. It's been a very interesting thing in like the reality sphere of the Twitterverse, and that's like literally the talk of
everybody.
Yeah, it's just,
I think we're just getting fed it from so many outlets.
Yeah.
It's like they want it to happen so bad or something.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if we mentioned Ted Lasso last time, but do you watch Ted Lasso?
I do. I'm a little behind, but yes.
Where I just finished the season finale.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, but there is...
What the fuck? Do you know the definition of no spoiler?
I'm trying to be as vague as possible.
Okay.
Without spoiling.
Right.
But for the listeners who have caught up, there's a crazy plot twist. Okay, I wouldn't say crazy. It's a good plot. It's a great character arc is what I'll leave it at. I think.
All right.
It's one of my favorite
all right.
character.
I just outcast you when I don't want to hear anymore. All right.
But when they killed Ted
Now,
Lasso,
ladies, no.
I was surprised.
Sudeikis is going to be on SNL. I was talking to Aristotle today.
Oh shit! How's he doing?
He's doing good.
Yeah, Sudeikis is coming back, making his comeback.
Yeah, he's hosting SNL.
Did you end up watching? Because I saw Aristotle's
sketch.
Yeah,
it's so cool that he got to star in his own sketch.
Yeah, man.
Finally,
he's a great comedic actor.
Yeah,
you know, and he did great in Silicon Valley. And you know, throughout the GOATFACE sketches that you guys did, and he did that one. I watched just that one sketch that was kind of posted online, with Rami Malek and Daniel Craig. I was like, it's just great, you know. It just fits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, are you going out there anytime soon?
I think I hit up Hasan too. Told him that like me and Asif are gonna go. Maybe in December or something.
Okay.
We'll give it some time.
Yeah.
And then we'll go visit.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm down.
That should be fun.
The GOATFACE crew invade SNL.
I know, right? But yeah, no, I watched that. I watched that just recently, that Ted Lasso thing. That I'm like, I need to talk about this. Oh, do you know what I find very annoying? That intro song.
Well, you might be now.
Yeah.
I forget the baby.
How do you have such a great show? I want to say great. How do you have such a good show, and then you have a shitty, like awful intro?
Yo, you don't say this shit. Bill Lawrence is a friend.
You
don't say this.
Let me take this all back.
Take it back.
But you know what? It will balance it out. This plot twist I'm talking about.
This what?
This plot twist that I'm talking about. This character arc. I think it's one of the best character arcs I've seen in television. From like a show, I'm like, oh, I like what they did with this character. Like I haven't seen a show that I can remember where I'm like, oh, they did this arc with this person. His like whole trajectory, her trajectory. Their trajectory, we don't know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, good save.
Has been done really well. So I think that balances out this Mumford and Son.
Is it Mumford and Son?
I think it's Mumford.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes it just doesn't fit.
I wish I knew the words.
You don't
I feel like when it comes on, I do know it. But it escapes me currently.
I don't believe that.
But I get the vibe.
I don't believe that. I feel like you skipped that intro real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't hit skip intro fast enough.
Yeah.
And you go,
it plays out.
Like the button isn't there anymore.
Dude, the skip intro has been the greatest invention in streaming platforms.
Do you think the person who makes the intro sequence is crushed when he gets the data on how often it's skipped? Like Netflix sends him an analytics sheet.
Because like the first... Well, I mean...
I thought it was good.
Everyone has to...
no matter how good your intro is, people want to see it once.
And I think the first episode on like every platform is unskippable. Like you have to watch it on episode 1, season 1. You have to watch the whole intro. They don't let you skip. But speaking of which... Speaking of great intros, Succession. Are you a man of Succession?
I am. I got it. Someone just said that it was great. I love Succession. I can't wait to get back into it. It's like my favorite show. Yeah. It's my favorite comedy, I would say. It's that hybrid. Yeah. But that's how I love my comedies.
Yeah, yeah.
I love comedies that aren't straight comedies.
Yeah.
I like comedies that slant more drama than comedy because it makes the comedy pop that much more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's how comedy normally is. It's real. It's funny moments couched in realism.
Yeah.
Just like super broad. That's why I like British Office better and
very. I think there's 2 shows for me that do that really well, and I never really noticed that there's actual comedy in it. Mad Men was one.
Yes.
Where I'm watching it, I'm not expecting a comedy show, but there are little bits in each episode that like have me laughing out loud.
Yeah.
And then Sopranos was another.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where you're just not expecting comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a very serious show, and then there's like these little comedic
Yeah.
beats where you're just like, oh man, that's actually really good.
And then I've talked about this on the pod. It's been many pods since I've mentioned it, but Patriot on Amazon.
I don't think you've
There's
ever
2
talked
seasons
about,
of it.
Have you talked about this?
I have.
Maybe it was a
this
different
is
podcast.
Very, very, very deep cuts, but I have.
Okay.
So there's 2 seasons of it, and that's another one that's a comedy that plays as a drama.
Yeah. Fleabag. I don't know. It's a comedy,
Mm-hmm.
and it plays as a drama. No, it's a drama that plays as a comedy. Yes, that's what it is. Because
Yeah.
you're saying comedy that plays as a drama, right?
No,
No, you're saying drama that plays. I don't know what
comedy,
you're saying.
Yeah, comedy that plays as a drama, where it's like it's more real than it is
Yeah.
bags of laughs.
Yeah, and
Laughs.
like Fleabag is delivered as a comedy, but it's deep in drama, and I'm just like, I really like Phoebe Waller-Bridge is such a fantastic writer. She
Bond, they brought her on for
Yeah.
Bond. It's funny, you could see certain moments because when I watched it, I'm like, oh, that was her.
oh yeah,
But the thing is, it's razor thin, the scenes.
Yeah.
It's maybe like 3 moments throughout the whole movie.
yeah,
Everything else you could have boilerplate Bond writers.
yeah,
But there's just a few gags where you go, okay.
yeah. I know exactly what
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the smallpox like lunch thing. The guy's like, they're pranking the scientist. I'm like,
Yeah,
definitely Phoebe
yeah.
Waller-Bridge.
Uh-huh.
And no, she have you watched her show? What was that assassin show?
No. Is it
Killing
new?
Eve. Killing Eve.
That's hers?
Well, season 1 is hers.
Huh.
Yeah, she like was the showrunner for season 1, the head writer for that, and I thought it was great. It's such a great show, and now there's the girl that plays the killer in that show is in The Last Duel, that new Ben Affleck movie.
Is that good?
I don't know, but
It's so funny. It's been mentioned on the internet several times how much Matt Damon looks like Theo Von. Like, I swear to God, he
For
just
that?
went to the makeup artist or the hairstylist and said, give me this.
give me this guy.
Yeah.
I want to look like him.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I see it. I do see it. Ooh,
There's nothing to see.
a little.
If you have eyeballs, you'll see it.
Yeah. I haven't. Yeah, man. I never finished James Bond.
What, the movie?
Yeah, remember how last week I was talking
You
about?
walked out?
I walked out and I was planning to go back.
Oh, yeah.
I never.
You never went back?
Never. This week I'm going back. I'm gonna go back
You
this
just got
week.
busy?
Yeah.
No, you're going to have to watch the second half when it comes out
Oh no.
on home.
No.
VOD.
I liked it. I liked from everything I was seeing. I don't like James Bond films. I noticed. I don't know if it's age.
You know what I do like about it, though?
Okay.
It comes out in proper increments.
Yeah.
How many years in between? I could do that. I could break that off.
Yeah, like 4 years.
If you're a Marvel dude, you're seeing one every.
Yeah.
You can't keep up. I can break off a Bond every 4 years.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
But this Marvel, it's too much.
It's too much. There's one every few months.
There's Disney Plus now, Marvel stuff. There's in the theaters. There's like Black Widow, then Thor, then Incredible Hulk, and then Avengers, and then WandaVision, and then Loki, and it's just it feels like a homework assignment at a certain point.
No, that's true, man. You're gonna upset our Marvel listeners, but
Sorry,
I'm
a fan. I'm just saying it's hard to keep up.
they're gonna be above us on the bunker, trying to get in. But no offense to our Marvel
No, we love it.
audience. No. Bond is based out. Did you end up watching it?
Yeah, I finished it. What do you mean?
Oh.
The Bond movie?
Yeah.
I didn't walk out like you and decide to pay another ticket and come back. That's the first movie I've been back to.
No way.
In how many years?
Okay.
Why? What was yours?
Ooh.
Didn't you go see Tenet? Like, you drove
Yeah.
during the pandemic to go see
No,
Tenet?
I saw Tenet at a drive-in theater, and then that was awful. You know what's funny? I was actually talking about Tenet earlier tonight at dinner, and I finally found someone who hated it as much as I did. But yeah, no, I saw Tenet. I saw Mank in theaters. It was that David Fincher film.
Yeah.
But it was an empty theater though. Like nobody was there. So I watched that by myself, and I was like, I love this.
Mask, no mask in the empty theater.
Oh, no mask.
Nice.
No mask. This was in November too. This was like
Brazen.
right around Thanksgiving of 2020.
It's like skydiving.
Oh, it was amazing. But I mean, it was because I knew it was a Netflix film and it was going to be on Netflix, but it was just going to be in theaters for like a weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to watch this in theaters. I love this director. And then I think after that I watched In the Heights.
Uh-huh.
And I was deeply disappointed with.
That's what I heard from Andy Gordon in our writer's room.
Really?
He's a big In the Heights fan, the stage production.
Same, yeah.
And I thought it was a real letdown.
I cannot express how upset I was because I watched it twice for 2 local theater productions here in LA. They did the Long Beach Theater, and then I think El Camino College did a production as well, and I went to both. And yeah, no, this movie was just like a Gap commercial. Like I was just watching a Gap commercial.
Well, you don't like Gap commercials?
I mean, they're cool.
You don't watch Gap commercials and wish that they were 2 hours?
Nah, man. No. No, but
how do you feel about that Batman trailer?
That was pretty dope. That was a very good trailer.
I've met Robert Pattinson once.
How so?
In the green room of the main room at the Comedy Store.
The green room of the main room.
We shook hands and said hello, and that was the extent of our conversation.
Did he say you liked your set?
I don't believe he saw my set.
Fuck him then.
That's true. Ross from Friends.
I was there.
AKA David Schwimmer has seen me in the main room.
I was there that night.
Whoa. You saw him get into an SUV?
Yeah.
Leave?
I was standing next to you. And then we walked to Sarah Silverman's birthday.
Oh, yeah. We have pictures from that.
We have pictures from that. It's on my fridge.
Like, that was your ultimate Hollywood night, just moment. Like, just have David Schwimmer walk by me and then walk to Sarah Silverman's birthday party.
It was the weirdest. I can confidently say it was my weirdest night in LA. Because it started off with me just wanting to get a burrito. And I'm like kind of in pajamas, like it just in like sweats and stuff. Because I'm like, I'm just going to go to Santa Monica and get a burrito. Mm-hmm. And I'm like texting friend. Okay, so story time, ladies and gentlemen, our listeners.
Yeah.
2016, I want to get a burrito. It's a random Friday night. And I'm like, I want a burrito. I hit up all my friends. Anyone want to get a burrito with me? Nobody. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to Uber all the way across town on my own to get a burrito.
From where?
There's a spot in Santa Monica that I started going to. It's called Benny's Tacos, and now I don't go there anymore because I'm like, I can go anywhere for a good burrito. But they had this great like shrimp burrito and Cali burrito that I was craving specifically that spot. So I'm on my way there and I'm just texting like everyone, literally everyone. No one's, and then I find our mutual friend Sumer Khan responds. He was like, "Yeah, sure, I'm down." This is before he got married. Once you get married,
you're not down for impromptu burritos.
Yeah,
it's harder to explain to your wife.
Yeah,
that you're gonna get a burrito with the boys.
Yeah,
at 12:30 a.m.
Exactly. So, me and him meet up at this burrito spot. We're eating, we're talking, we're catching up, and he was like, and after that, because he was like, I can only eat, then I gotta dip, I gotta go somewhere, and I was like, okay, and I was like, I'm just gonna sad boy walk to the pier and then Uber my way back to Koreatown. And then so after we got done with our burritos, I was about to head out, and he was like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing. He was like, he's like, I gotta make a run to like this like NBA players like party. Do you want to come with me? And I'm like looking at my clothes. I'm like, I'm not dressed appropriately, but fuck it. Okay, let's go. We go to this NBA player. I don't even know who this guy is. We go to this NBA players party.
Is it James Harden?
No, this is not yet. It could have been. I don't know. At 2016, I didn't know a single person outside of like LeBron James and Kobe. So we go to this party, and I'm just kind of like, I do not belong here. But okay.
What was the party like?
It was just like it was inside of a store. It was like a pop-up shop party.
Okay.
And
what part of town?
South, like Hawthorne.
Okay.
Like Torrance, Hawthorne area. Random. So we're there, and I'm like, okay, anyway. We head out, and he was like, hey, what time is it? I'm like, it's like 10. He was like, hit up Fahim. Let's go catch a show. I'm like, okay. I mean, like, this part's normal. Like, we're like, all right, is it late? Let's see if Fahim's performing. We hit you up, and then you're like, yeah, you're going on at this time. We swing by the Comedy Store. We catch your set, and then we're outside, and then yeah, we were, me and you were, and Samir were catching up, and your friend comes up and says, David Schwimmer was in there watching you. And we were like, oh shit. And out comes David Schwimmer. And he does not look like Ross Geller. He looks just like
a regular dude.
He looks like a David with a hat on, scruffy, you know, you saw.
Yeah.
And he just gets in the Uber and takes off before we could even say anything. Like, hello, big fan. He actually directed this one film years ago called Trust with Owen Wilson. It's like this very like dark, it's a very dark film about like,
he's like a theater guy.
Yeah, he did this film. He directed it about like basically rape, you know, like this child gets, you know, underage girl, whatever, gets groomed, and it was a very troubling film. But I want to be like, yo, hey, I watched that, and it was really fucked up and good, you know. So, but he got in his Uber and he drove away, and you were like, hey, we're gonna go to a birthday party. You want to go? And I'm like looking at myself. I'm like, I'm not dressed, but fuck it, let's go. And then we go to this party, and the first person we see, like as we walk in, I'm like, oh, there's Chris Rock, there's John Mayer, there's John Favreau, whatever. And I'm just like,
Stephen Merchant was there too, right?
Who wasn't there, man?
John Hamm was there.
I'm pretty sure he was there. Yep. And I'm like, what a night.
Yeah.
What a night.
It was a cool birthday party.
Yeah, it was cool. That was a fun night.
And it started with a hankering for a burrito.
It all started for a burrito. And it was just like, and that's one thing, because I've had similar nights, but it hasn't ended up at Sarah Silverman's house. I've had similar nights where I'm like, I'm just going to go out and get some food. And then you go from one place to another. But this was like...
Next level,
man. I don't think anything could top that, but...
Well, I'm glad that I could top your...
Here we are, man.
Burrito.
How are we doing in the mailbag?
The MB?
The mailbag.
Mailbag.
While you pull that up, you know what I've been... Did you ever watch that show, Even Stevens?
Dude, we've talked about this. Back in the day,
yeah,
I would see Even Stevens. I mean, I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
I was too old for it, but I would catch little clips of it as I'm flipping through the channels or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just knew. I was like, Shia LaBeouf is a star.
Yeah.
Even then.
I grew up like religiously watching it. And recently, you know, like as I scroll through the internet and see what's going on, and I came across a vlog channel of Christy Romano, the sister in Even Stevens, Shia LaBeouf's sister. And she's talking about like her life in Hollywood and how her and Shia don't talk and how she hasn't worked in like ever since the show kind of ended. She did like one or two films and then it just hasn't been the same for her, and what she did with all her money.
What did she do with all her money?
I think she was like, she blew it, and she, you know, she spent millions on random shit here and there. But it was always like, it's always interesting to, I know this topic is very, very niche, very LA, but I mean, it's always interesting to see, you'll always have celebrities that are very, very, very big in the small window of time.
Yeah.
Right. And then after that, it's like, you don't ever hear from them.
Yeah.
You know, like,
that's more so than not so.
Yeah. So like
but no one believes it to be true.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they're going to be the outlier.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And like, if you look at almost any huge franchise, it's like, even if you watch Game of Thrones, right? Some of those actors who are like the main stars, it's hard for them to book a new role. You know, you watch like any show or movie or franchise, even these Marvel films, like, all right, maybe a handful of these Marvel guys, like, you know, are able to like, you know, find work after that. But there's some people that like, after like these huge blockbuster things, it's like, what can they be in after that? You know, like they've kind of typecasted themselves,
or it's just hard to sustain that.
Yeah.
For that long.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Jason Momoa is still.
Yeah.
relevant. And
Yeah, he
Mother
continues.
Dragon still got some stuff.
He continues to make awful films, and
Jon Snow is doing things a little bit.
yeah, exactly. What though? What is Kit
Harington doing?
Yeah,
I'm sure stuff. But again, it's hard to strike Game of Thrones gold
yeah,
for how many years?
that's true.
That was already an insane run.
Yeah.
And lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
To expect that to continue
yeah,
is, I don't know,
yeah.
extremely rare.
Because I know I feel like we talked about this because I brought this up many podcasts ago. Like we see celebrities and we think, oh, they've made $1 billion with this one song or this one movie and they're set for life. But it's like money runs out fast.
Well, if they're smart with it, it shouldn't.
Okay.
If they are reasonable, if they live within their means and are more conservative with their finances, if they're buying Lambo SUVs
yeah.
and multiple, just like renting places.
Well, see, the thought is I'm making $1 billion right now.
Look,
In the next 5 years, I will continue to make $1 billion.
that's flawed logic, though.
It is flawed logic, but it is,
Out the gate, you make all this money, let's say,
yeah.
10% agent, 10% manager, 5% lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
30% taxes.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
yeah. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of
taken out
money.
right there. Yeah.
So you've got to do the mental math there, but they're just looking at the gross
Mm-hmm.
and they're spending like they're keeping the gross.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And you've got to, whatever money you do have, you've got to put it into a foundation for the rest of your future. Like buy a property, like own something. You shouldn't be making all this money and not own something.
And
at minimum.
You need
Once you own something,
Yeah.
like a home, buy a rental property. If you want, set yourself up for passive income. I'm turning into like Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is just scratching the surface of shit. Like,
yeah. No, you want to continue that, you got to have your income or
I mean, that's always been my MO. If you get some financial security or some financial windfall,
mm-hmm.
use it to buy something currently. And then if you get more, buy a passive income property for like rentals.
Yeah.
And then after that, get another one if you can, but even at that at minimum is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Because the passive thing is a safety net so that if this stuff doesn't happen all the time, you got that.
Yeah.
And you could be like peace to whatever the machine is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Build for your future, guys.
But not everyone thinks that way, and everyone thinks that their success is going to continue, and it's going to be, and I think we see these individuals like, oh, they're going to continue doing great, but money runs out quick, and if there's no income coming in, no jobs, no projects, then I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I was telling these younger comics this, and this is something I've found. Is like a money life lesson. I say use money for to buy opportunity, not things.
Mm-hmm.
Opportunity is freedom. Things are anchors. Example,
Mm-hmm.
I had this writing job, right?
Yeah.
I'm making pretty good money, some decent money.
Yeah.
Pandemic, it's in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I don't really buy frivolous things. I just buy things that I need. I'm pretty good about it. Like,
yeah.
I don't buy handbags and like crazy watches or like super expensive fits.
You don't have a Rolex?
I mean, I could if I wanted to, but like, and Rolex isn't that bad of an investment, honestly.
Really?
I was talking to Kevin Christie in the hallway because he likes watches and stuff. Rolexes are like, it's like parking money on your wrist because they don't really go down in value. It'll stay the same. It'll stay the same or go up or maybe go down a little bit, but because the market for Rolexes is robust, I suppose. So if you get a $5,000 date just or something, or a $7,000 date just, you're not going to lose money. It's just like putting it in a safety deposit box or something.
Oh, interesting.
You're just parking $7,000 on your wrist.
Interesting. Well, who do you sell it to? Dealers after that?
Like, I don't know. I'm sure there's like a app or something like StockX or something for watches, but whatever. There's a marketplace for it.
Okay.
We digress here. Rolex is
Yeah.
an exception. So I don't buy things really.
Yeah.
So the pandemic is happening and stand-up is closed here in LA.
Yeah.
And then I see that it's still open in Austin and I'm working by Zoom. So I'm like, let me live in Austin till things loosen up out here.
Yeah.
Till things work themselves out.
Yeah.
So I rent an apartment out there for 2-3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm able to do that because I use the money for opportunity.
Yeah.
And that allows me to do Rogan. That allows me to open for Rogan and Chappelle on that show.
Yeah.
It allows me to do stand-up in Austin for that period.
Yeah.
Develop material. So money's good for that.
Yeah.
Whereas, and I was able to have that money, but if I was here and I had all these things, like an awesome car and like handbags and just all this clothes, I wouldn't have the money to give myself that opportunity.
Yeah.
I would be anchored.
Yeah.
I would be anchored to LA and I wouldn't be able to do things on the fly.
That's true.
So I'm a big proponent of use money for opportunities rather than things.
That's great advice.
Mm-hmm.
Even to non-comedians out there.
And that's just for people. That's just for people out there.
Yeah. So what's in our bag? What's in our mailbag?
All right. This is from Juan Campos.
Oh, hello, Juan.
Break room unwritten rules. Hello, guys. I just wanted to talk about Fahim's pie scandal.
Oh, I remember this because you reminded me last week. I remember the pie scandal.
I would personally put aluminum foil in the same category as a box or fridge. Parentheses, off limits. You motherfucker. Who's your allegiance to?
I don't get his
point. Welcome to the shit list, Juan.
Okay, Juan. I don't know your point, but I don't agree with you.
He's not done with his paragraph.
Oh, okay.
I almost don't want to read it. I'm so angry. If it was unwrapped, it would be free game. However, Fahim was set up by his coworkers, inciting him to get a pie first. Parentheses, with knowledge of the birthday. Unrelated. I went to look for Fahim's scene in Liv and Maddie and really embraced the sassy director role. Love it. In relation to unwritten rules, someone mentioned, next weekend is the weekend after this weekend. Love the pod. Juan Campos. Next weekend is the weekend after this weekend.
Oh, when someone says like, oh, next weekend or...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
I buy it.
Because if I say I'm going to DC next weekend...
It's not this weekend.
It's not, because you would think I'm going Halloween weekend. Because that's next weekend. This weekend is a week, Yeah. I get that. Thank you, Juan. Thank you for writing in. We don't agree with your pie take, but
we embrace opposing views despite adding you to the shit list.
And we appreciate. He's a jabroni. No,
no, I don't know if that's a jabroni word.
No. I completely forgot. I need to think of a jabroni.
Ooh, I got my jabroni. It's the artist relations lady at the Dirty Bird Festival. She was wearing combat boots and had sunglasses. And she had braids. Oh. She had a little tude, dude.
All right, fuck.
And that's short for attitude.
She's the jabroni.
And I wasn't coming in hot. I was just like trying to get help.
Like, hey man, I just slept on a couch.
She was very aggro.
Yeah. Like, I just had the shittiest night of my life.
Exactly. And she was like, "You're not answering my question." I'm like, what's the question?
Yeah.
It was very bizarre.
Power tripping. You give someone a walkie-talkie and it gets to their head.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right, this is from Arham Zafar. Thoughts on this? Hey, Fahim and Ollie. On the most recent episode, you guys talked about life in your 20s versus 30s. From there, Ollie talked about doing gigs where we accepted a much lower rate of pay than what he deserved to get.
Oh, yeah, those days.
That being said, what are your thoughts on the photographer that deleted his friend's wedding photos because they decided to pay terribly and not feed them? And then there's a link to this Reddit thing.
Have you read that
from
Reddit?
Your biggest fan from the Midwest. Come to Chicago soon. Arham Zafar.
Thank you, Arham. Have you read the Am I an Asshole?
No.
The Reddit. So the run the
Are you familiar with this though?
Yeah. Are you familiar with it?
No, but I mean, he paraphrased it.
A friend got married.
Mm-hmm.
So a guy was getting married and he asked his friend, "Hey, can you take pictures at my wedding?" The guy's like, "I'm really not a photographer. I think he takes like dog grooming pictures, and he was like, "That's a little different, like I don't do this full time." And the guy's like, "Look, I'll just pay you $200, just come come to my wedding." And so the guy's like, "All right, fine, fuck it, like I'll do it like as a favor for this guy."
Mm-hmm.
He goes and like they're just like gotten this guy. They are having him work all day. Like if anyone knows, wedding photography is not a 200. Like I've for my younger sister, I pay. They hired a photographer, and I was like, oh, as like a present or whatever, I'll cover the photographer. They're not cheap, which rightfully so. They do a lot of work, and these are pictures that'll last you a literal lifetime. So they got this guy paying him $200, and he's taking pictures all day in the heat, in the humidity, then he gets to the wedding. They don't really give him a place to sit or any water or anything, and then when it's like lunchtime or whatever time to eat, they don't even offer him a plate. And then the guy and his friend is like, you need to. You don't get a break. If you eat and you take this break, we're not going to pay you. The guy's like, yo, fuck this shit. It's hot as fuck. I'm dying of thirst. You're paying me shit. And he was like, fuck this. And he deleted all the pictures and he did. And he was like, you know what? Am I an asshole for doing this? And everyone's like, nah, man. Like, you were in the right. I don't know if I would have deleted the pictures. I would have just left. And maybe like been like, I won't give you the pictures unless, at that point, it's not even about the money. It's about the,
Well, maybe it was the principle. Like,
Yeah,
it was like
100%.
a big fuck you.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Too.
Because at that point, the friendship is burned.
Oh, yeah.
It's tainted.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even want his friend to have the chance of having these photos. It's his only, like, leg of recourse. Which
is fair, too, man. Because if you're treated like that by a friend on their wedding day, like people who are getting married, like from some of my friends or family members that have gotten married on their day, they're like the nicest person in the world. I'm like, that is my expectation of a wedding.
Yeah.
You go, because it's like, thank you for showing up to my day. We're here to celebrate you. And as the bride and groom, you should be grateful that motherfuckers are here to celebrate you. We didn't have to come. We could have just stayed at home. We would have been better off at home. But here we are. We made the effort. We're paying you, because like if you give the bride and groom like cash gift,
Yeah, I didn't know he was treated so poorly.
Yeah.
If it was just him not getting paid, I would have been like, don't delete it, but just hold on to it until you get the money.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he was kind of berated.
But yeah. Okay.
All right. There's that.
There's that.
This is from Bilal. Fahim's jacket was cool. Hi, Fahim and Ali. Love the podcast. The YouTube algorithm has been recommending me some of Fahim's old sketches to me lately, and I couldn't help but notice your jacket and Iraqi Patriot missile defense system. It looks 3 fire flames. Do you remember which company made it or any identifying details about it? Also, do you remember what size it was? Parentheses, video link for your convenience. I've been a sucker for that 1980s, 90s aesthetic, and that jacket really fits what I'm going for. Thanks, bro. I'll answer this paragraph. I got it at a thrift store, I think, just many, many, many years ago. Not a lot of thought went into it.
Hey, isn't it right there hanging?
No.
I was just sending it to this.
I don't even know where the jacket is.
I'll just
I
send
don't
it
have
to
it
this
anymore.
guy. No, I'm playing.
But go to any thrift store, you'll find something like that.
Yeah, man.
Ollie, have you seen this movie called Battle of Algiers?
Oh,
I'm assuming you have because it seems like something you'd like. It's probably in my top 5 favorite movies ever.
Same.
Also, have you seen La Haine and Un Prophète? They're both French movies. I know, gross. 3 barf signs. But I enjoyed how they portrayed Middle Easterners compared to most movies from the USA. I was also planning on watching a Lebanese movie called Capernaum soon. I don't know if you've seen that. What other movies that center on Arab/Middle Easterners would you recommend? And what happened to the Ollie's movie recommendation segment? Also, you guys talk a lot. Sincerely, Bilal. Yeah, no shit,
it's
dude.
A podcast, Bilal.
Yeah. You want us to do like shadow puppets for 2 hours?
It's like going to a concert and be like, you guys sing way too much.
Yeah. Hey, less drums.
Yeah. No, I've seen all. Battle of Algiers is probably one of my top 5 films of all time. L'Ain, the French film. I hate French everything, but they've made 2-3 great films, and he literally listed 2 of them, L'Ain and the Prophet. Those are 2 great films. But if you want one, I would recommend Les Miserables. It's not the musical. I think we talked about this. It was one of my recommendations. And then if you want an Arab film, there's this Lebanese film called The Insult. Great film. Watch that. That's it. That's all I got. But yes, those are all great films.
There you have it, folks.
That's our mailbag.
Mailbag tapped.
All right. Well, if you're listening and you want us to give you some advice, Fahim's got nothing but great advice.
It's true.
So email right in at fahimanwardancehour at gmail.com. What else do you got them? While you pull up the song, I will tell the folks what they need to do. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello, please hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever it is, I don't know, leave a review if it's on Apple, and if it's on Spotify, just follow, I guess. I don't know. What can you do? Yeah, follow the podcast, because you'll be notified every time we upload. Be like, new show. And yeah. So
this tune, guys, it is called Ballarino, and it's by Mr. Twin Sister. It's a tasty jam. It'll be in the YouTube link below, or it'll play right after this if you're listening on Spotify, or I always want to say iTunes.
Yeah.
But it's just like podcasts, right?
Yeah.
Apple Podcast.
You tell me, you're the iPhone user. What do you use?
It's just
when you listen to podcasts.
It's just the podcast icon.
Oh, okay. So it's just the podcast app for Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So there you go.
Yeah, and if you want to support the podcast and listen to more Fahim's music, donate $1 a month for the Patreon.
I believe it's $5.
Whoa, $5. $5 for the Patreon.
Yeah, that just supports the pod, though. That helps with editing and all that. And you get some tunes thrown your way. We do the one a week, obviously, when you listen.
Yeah.
But this has more. This is pretty much everything that I listen to.
Yeah.
It's just more songs. It's like 23, 25 songs.
Yeah.
And there's 3 playlists already up there. I'll add another one pretty soon.
Okay.
There's that. And then what else? I'm doing Boston. I'm doing Laughs Boston.
Oh, shit.
November 12th.
And that's right around the corner. A couple weeks from now.
And then I've got a slew of dates. I'm doing Austin.
Okay.
I'm doing one night in Austin.
Nice.
At the Sunset Strip.
All right.
It's like it's 15 minute set or whatever. They do it like the Comedy Store. Where it's like showcase style.
Yeah.
Because I got to go back to Austin to sell my Mazda 3.
Oh.
Yeah, that's been just like in someone's driveway for a couple months.
Oh my God.
So I have to like fly back.
That's
and
insane.
like do a show and then sell my shit to CarMax.
Oh.
So it's a double dipper. Multitask, baby.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it, guys.
There you have it.
We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Peace.
Take care.